The Phazotron N001 was a revolutionary radar designed by Victor Grishin as an airborne standard. It was adapted for the then-new Sukhoi 27 as N027 and for the MiG-29 as N019. Some claim that it is only a Cassegrain antenna like the ones used in radio telescopes, based on the bounce of waves in a dish to increase power. But it is not so. It was of great interest to the CIA as explained in the book, The Billion-Dollar Spy. Book named for the astronomical cost saved by the United States in research, thanks to information provided by the engineer Adolf Tokachev infiltrated as a spy. This airborne radar marked the first period of advanced radar research for the entire Sukhoi 27 and MiG family in these and later versions. When the aircraft radome, which is the forward cone of the fuselage, is removed, the antenna appears protected by a cover, which serves to hold in front of the antenna, a parabolic reflector disc. The radiator passes through a hole in the main antenna, and emits the radio frequency wave against this parabolic reflector which is just ahead. The beam then bounces back towards the main antenna. And finally, the beam bounces off the main antenna and is thrown forward. This time, passing through the reflector as if there were no obstacle and leaving the outside of the plane. The quality of this front parabolic disc, of being reflective or transparent for waves, is named as transreflector. The 45-degree angle of the transreflector position, that it is molded into a vertically striped matrix, and an inclined stripe in the other surface, cause changes in the shape of the wave at each bounce. With this polarization change, when repassing for the second time, the waves have a vertical linear wave shape, which passes without difficulty through the vertical striation of the transreflector. Let's now explain our kits. Here we show the initial prototype that we developed years ago for the Sukhoi 27 of the Trumpeter brand. With it we tested the behavior of different resins, and to ensure the result we did paint tests. With these tests was easier to observe the sharpness and defects of the parts to remake them until obtain the best results. As you can see, we designed as in all our kits the connectors for the electrical cables of force and ground, so that the modeler can finish the model with his own copper or brass wire to obtain a hyperrealistic result. We found that in the initial model of Trumpeter, would be an almost inaffordable job for a modeler to make all the necessary adjustments to the radome and radar fairing. So we decided to develop our own parts for the front of the fuselage. Antenna fairing with its full outer and inner details, and the radome. As you can see, we have even printed the very fine lancets of the radome, and perforations in the internal rib of the front part of the fuselage. Rib that supports all the weight of our kits. This rib, as we could see with the appearance on the market of the Sukhoi 30 model kit, also fits perfectly inside its fuselage. And the radome respects the shape we designed for the Sukhoi 27. So the assembly is perfect to reproduce the case of the Sukhoi 30K, and the Sukhoi 33 in addition to Sukhoi 27. Models in which the Phazotron radar was also installed. With all parts, we decided to market two models. The first, designed to raise in a single block as it happens in the real aircraft, the radome and antenna fairing are a single block. With this assembly, the maintenance personnel, as can be seen in many photographs, raises this front block using a worm screw which when rotated with a crank, exerts a push effect against a thread fixed to the fairing. This gives personnel access to the rack with electronic radar equipment mounted on the fuselage. For this piece, we complete the model in this and in the other versions with metal screw and nut. This ensures that the weight of the assembly can be reliably supported. But also, the precision and strength of the metal, allow to turn the screw inside the nut, leaving the block with the angle of elevation as the customer prefers. In this version only the rear part of the antenna is supplied, which is visible from inside the back part of the radome. But not the rest of the antenna and the transreflector. Because they are inside the radome are not visible. The second model we sell is the complete equipment without radome. This allows several assemblies among which you can choose. The first would be without rising, with the transreflector covering the antenna. The second with this same mounting but raised. The third, as in the previous case, raised, but without the transreflector cover, which allows to show the intricate mechanisms of the antenna. And finally the fourth, with the fairing lowered, and showing as in the previous case the antenna without the transreflector cover. In all cases, we hope that the effort, dedication and passion for detail that we have dedicated, can be a source of pride for our customers. Thank you very much for your attention.